So we're now at segment 4 from a single training session with this belligerent, resistant horse. You can see that we've helped work him through disrespect on the ground. We've got him to where he'll stand to get on, and we've gotten to where he'll move forward without immediate resentment. Now we're going to ask him to steer. I promise you he won't like it, but we help him find his way out the other side. Stick around and watch the process.
You can start at a walk and then just bump him up. Yep. See if he's gotten better or worse. So just bend him around again until he comes down. Yeah. And if he gets real stiff like that, you may want to hold him until he comes the whole way to a walk and really softens. Now see how he's starting to extend a lot? Yeah, there he's having a relapse. There you go. Now just walk him forward, but come back this way. Go to the left, to the left, to the left, the other left. That's it. Now I'm going to see if steering him helps him at all. Go ahead and put him into a trot. Now steer him in about 6 inches, just about 6 inches. Okay, now steer him in about 6 inches. And after you steer him and he comes in, release him. Steer him in. As soon as you think he's going to break, steer him in. So we're going to stop bending him around. We're just going to steer him in. Yeah, and I wouldn't. Yeah, you can do that if he's getting real belligerent, but what I'd like to see is whether he starts to gravitate toward that steering. So steer him in and see if that, there, now release him. Steer him in, now release him. Steer him in, release him. Don't need to get a lot. Steer him in. That was the right move. Go ahead and trot him off.
Quite a relapse.
Yeah, I thought he'd come back better. He's coming back worse. He just got his air back. There you go. That was a good change right there. Good change right there. Steer him in. He's gonna gain on you. There you go. Now release. See, he resents everything. So he resents when you steer him, but if you give him release, he's going to start to drop down and relax a bit. Steer him in, he's starting to get the drop on you. There you go. There you go. Steer him a little more. Steer him a little more. Now release. Steer him in. He's thinking evil thoughts. There you go. Now release him. Release him. Steer him in. Steer him in before he gets anywhere close to me. There you go. Steer him in. So we're starting to get the same effect from steering him in that we were getting from bending his head. Let him stretch himself out a little bit. If he starts to gain too much, steer him in. There you go. But see, if we had just started with this, he wouldn't have steered. We had to sort of soften his face up a little bit, get him to where he would just double himself around and relax, and that became a good thing. Watch him and steer him. Steer him. Steer him in. Just that little bit. Now release him. Okay, this is your test run. Can you make a whole circuit without a kick up? Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Don't pull on him, just melt into the ground. There you go. Let him stand there for a minute. We're not going to let him recharge quite as much this time, although our goal isn't to exhaust him, but he sat there and he was sort of like a prisoner. He was sitting there thinking, well, what can I do when I get out? What kind of crimes can I commit? Because this is no first-time offender. This is a career criminal at this point. He didn't just stray from the path of righteousness, he kind of lost it. Because he always had a little attitude, but he got a chance to become the mongrel he would like to be for a while. So we're going to turn him back into more of a purebred. Now walk him forward a few steps and then trot him off. And if he starts to speed, steer him. Steer him in. Good. Here, now let him. Yep, that was the right move because he was starting to lose the whole plot there. There you go, that's good timing. Go ahead and trot him off. Steer him in. He's starting to think bad things. There, that's far enough. You don't have to steer him far. Just get back in touch. Just get back in touch. You only need to steer him 6 inches. Now, it's impossible to steer him 6 inches. You'll move him 2 feet, but try to steer him 6 inches. There you go. 6 inches. Steer him 6 inches. Release him. Let him open up a little in the circle so we don't have him choked down too much. Steer him in. Release. Ah, he didn't get ugly. Head's going a better place. Use that whole bigger circle. Steer him in. Okay, he thought bad things and he thought better of it. I believe you're pretty close to a circle. Take him a little way. When you get to a slightly different place, just sort of take the slack out of the reins. Don't pull on him and let him stop. Just sort of take the slack, there. See how, and now release him because he stopped in the bridle. He stopped like a gentleman.
Good for him. He came through. Now we're going to come through for him and give him some relief. The session's over. But we're not done. Next week, we have a completely separate session where we put a little pressure on this horse to see if he'll step up and make a bigger effort. Should be interesting. Join us then.